bad. Imagine everything in your apartment suddenly ended up in a dumpster. What would the world glean from the things that you left behind? Your work. Everything that you've done up to this point. All your little things from childhood that you've hung on to. All of those things tell the story of who you are. Why pay for things if you can get it for free? You want a couch? Sure, there are couches everywhere. Any kind of furniture you need, you can find it. Any kind of table. And if it's not in the best condition, just use the parts you like. Make a hybrid. Just create unusual furniture. Ow, yeah, mama. Our history is there to be found. And our history is there to be lost. So think of it like a hunt, a wild hunt. A little bit of mold. Why do we do half the things we do? I'm an artist, and I think on the most basic level, I like telling stories. Here we go. Toaster. Mostly some old wood, nothing interesting. Oh. Nope, that glass is bad. Heck yeah, man. Hey, what's going on? In some cases, yeah, people connect to just, ew. Ew, like, what are you doing? You're pulling stuff out of a dumpster, right? That's just, I don't mind. I don't mind. You find some good stuff in a dumpster, you'd be shocked what you can find. That brings me to where we begin with dumpster archaeology. And summertime. Dumpsters smell really bad in summertime. Dumpster archaeology is a term that didn't exist. I made it up. On the spot. I took two things I loved. Archaeology, history, and dumpsters. That I basically just created a term for all the things I loved in one. So the fact of the matter is, you don't get a degree for dumpster archaeology. I'm the world's first dumpster archaeologist. Basically everything you see in this room is probably from a dumpster. I would say at least 98% of it. Everything from the bearded dragon. He's a little inksy today. What's going on, little guy? Of course, the disco ball. Disco ball was found this last year in the college campus. Oh, you wanted it back. Ooh, let's get into another real exciting one. This is always a crowd pleaser. 1939. Well, I do not know how to play. These are my folders that I've created. This one in particular is called Sarah Jane Goes to Paris. And there is actually her and her husband's passports. And they spent a lot of money. I know because I have the receipts. Ooh, these are fun. I want to show you guys a very typical dumpster archaeology discovery. You got to store them somehow, so I love old suitcases. From a dumpster, of course. So this is from the Maud Withall collection, and this is actually from the same dumpster. So yeah, this is kind of an example of some of the fascinating things you can find in a dumpster. Light bulbs, pill bottles, the collar for her dog. This is what makes dumpster archaeology so amazing. You just start digging and trying to understand the story. This is kind of what I do at dumpster archaeology. I find a lot of interesting paperwork and names and addresses, and I dig into them and try to discover the people that were behind them. It's a piece of history here. Within Dumpster Archeology are probably some of the most amazing characters you can find. Absolutely fascinating people.
Have no fear, because
People like Carrie Saib. She's this psychic, like an honest to God, real psychic. And here's her poetry and her written word and her voice.
once we begin to understand all the scientific truths in life, we understand ourselves.
There are these stories about ghosts and psychics and psychedelic science fiction stories and death purges. So I like to call them rabbit holes. Each rabbit hole just goes and goes, and it gets weirder and weirder the stranger you go. All right, well, let me show you some cool stuff. This came from this very apartment complex. And this is a painting done by, who knows? She never signed her name. There's a huge chunk up here of all Zen books that came from the Randy Titus collection. I have a bunch of Randy Titus books over here, but I actually own his copy of his favorite book. Randy Titus is another example of someone that's just philosophically brilliant. Like, he studied the world and he came away with this understanding. He's remarkable. He had done artwork for decades. He had books, he had all these rare and strange objects. Surprisingly strange fact here is that me and Randy had quite a number of overlapping UFO books. This is where all my ideas come from. These are the people that influence me, and the philosophy, the occult, and magic, Zen, and Taoism, and Native American. She was a psychic woman. She helped start the Theosophy Society. This is actually one of Randy Titus's books. This is a bamboo fishing pole, and these are the 9 planets, the Edna Saib collection. Check this out. Randy Titus's original objects. She had somehow remembered a life on Atlantis. I know, far out stuff. I also have more of Randy Titus's work. I don't know, what else do we want to look at? What do you think?
Diary.
Oh, the diary. That's a good one. So this was during a punk rock Christmas. This is when the college students leave at the end of semester. They usually throw out everything. And I was hitting the dormitory dumpsters as usual. And I found this diary. And when you flipped open the diary, it had the woman's name. And on the next page, it said like 6-minute stories, or no, 6-word stories. That was it. She never filled it out. That was done deal. But in that same dumpster, I found her resume, where they wrote reviews about her work. Based on that information, I could easily find her on Instagram, and here's these photographs. Pictures of the sunset when she's in St. Louis. She loved ice cream, so there's pictures of her eating at all the St. Louis ice cream places. So what I did was I took all that information and I poured it into her diary. And I liked including the kind of social media aspects, like log in, sign up, and the likes. There's her name. And there's her graduating. And so she wrote 6-word stories, and I wrote, I became a dumpster archaeology story. And she received 103 likes in the diary for that. So that's that one. That's pretty fun. So a lot of these books actually, a good chunk of them have actually come from the dumpster itself. Ooh, there we go. Personal mail, address book. There is absolutely an invasion of privacy, but it's privacy that it's been tossed. It's gone. It's in the public. I'm not trying to expose people. I'm not trying to tell their deepest, darkest secrets. I just want you to know how amazing these people are, how remarkable they were, and to maybe just experience their work for yourself and see if it resonates with you. I truly believe that the dumpster is the last refuge of all of our final true stories. It's all there. Everything that makes us who we are are found in the refuge that we leave in the alleyways, the world behind the world that we live in. Stop to smell flowers. Yummy. Rolling. Get that. At this point, what I'm looking for is a story. Wow. Look at that guy. Straight up Viking. Starting to get the sense of a story here of Marcus Coleman, and then this very strange statue of a Viking with a sign on the bottom that says, read Romans 1:25. Well, who am I to not listen to the dumpster diving gods as it has something to say? So here's the verse from the Bible. Because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshiped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Let's try a different version. For they that exchanged the truth of God for a lie and worshiped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. I keep putting a question mark to that. Who is blessed forever? This is the thing. The being out on the road and discovering the stories. That's all like the second part, is finding out the story, finding out the verse, finding out who Marcus was and the psychic woman who lived 3 blocks down the way. That's the second part to the story. The first part of the story is just wandering the landscape, hunting, seeking, following intuition until you find the thing, the story, the thing that draws you. The great magnet pulls us and says, this is important. This has meaning. Let us find meaning in this object. I don't know. Worship the Creator, not the creation. I'll keep that one in mind. All right, let's go. Let's go adventure more. Look at those puppies.